to Biz with TJ, and I'm here with Tiffany, who is the owner and founder. Wait, are you president? What's your title?
I'm everything. I am GigMerge at this point.
I love that. Okay. So she is everything. The boss lady of GigMerge, which is...
So GigMerge is a platform created for music artists. It just provides a whole bunch of tools and resources for artists to learn and navigate the music industry. So pretty much, you know, if you're an artist and you're like, oh, I don't know what to do, I just made a song, what do I do now?
Wow.
Go on GigMerge.com. I have so many resources on there.
I love that. I think that that's huge, and I feel like we're in the beginning of seeing, like, you plant the seed and grow. But you've been doing this for a while.
Yes.
Like, what are some things that you've done to lead up to starting your own business?
Oh my goodness, so much. Well, the biggest inspiration for starting my own business was just frustration within the music business itself. I had so many different jobs that I was working where, you know, because when I was in college, I did so many different internships. We were only required to have 2 by the time we graduated, and I had 20. So I had so many different, I just finessed a whole bunch of stuff. But I just gained a lot of experience in different aspects of the music industry, and I just saw a lot of problems. So after I graduated, I did work a job as an A&R, and I loved it. However, there was like some loopholes that I personally didn't feel comfortable speaking up about, because I was like, oh, I might lose my job if I say something. So I was like, the one way to guarantee I don't lose my job is if I create it.
Yes.
So that is right. So that was, you know, the start. That was it's almost August, so 2 years ago.
What?
2 years ago.
Wow.
So it's been 2 years in the making.
You said you help artists, like, if they make a song. I got a little rap song. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to need your help. We're going to talk about that.
Yes.
It's about breastfeeding. So,
wow,
you know.
that's the first.
1, here comes the 2 to the 3 to the 4. Time to start feeding Luke even though I'm sore. Baby acting up and I know what for. He ate a half an hour ago and now he wants more. Cluster feeding got me going out of my mind. We're on 7 sessions, think he's going for a 9. I wanna just ignore him, but I'm sure that's a crime. And every time he's hungry, it's at the wrong time.
That's definitely first. I don't know.
You're gonna hear it and you're gonna be like, okay, I see where she was going with
it. You're like,
yes, it is.
Okay,
but anyways, where are some places that you had your internships at?
So I worked for major labels as well as independent labels. So I worked for Sony, Universal, Def Jam, Warner. Those are the majors. Wow. And then I also worked when I was in Philly. That's where I went to school. There were people who had little studios or things like that where they would just have local clients come in, and that's how I got to learn a lot about the Philly music scene and see what's lacking out here in Dayton and what Dayton is doing well and what we could kind of learn from Philly. So so it was a mixture of large companies as well as small companies. So it gave me a really well-rounded picture of what the industry needs from what the top people are doing and what the people who are working towards becoming part of the top are doing.
So where did the name GigMerge come from?
So it took me about 6 months to come up with the name GigMerge, just because I wanted at whatever the name was, and I wanted it 2 syllables, and I wanted it to be kind of descriptive of what the business does. For example, when you think of Twitter, Google, YouTube, GigMerge, like it fits right into that flow of all the bigger businesses. Because I was like, from the jump, I was like, I want this to feel big. Like a lot of people think that GigMerge is more than me, and it's I do everything. But a lot of people have told me that it doesn't feel like it's just one person.
Wow.
So I'm like, yes. But the name was inspired because when I was working in the industry, one of my strengths was merging gigs. So I would know a photographer and I would know a model. Then I put them together.
Wow.
And so it was all different sort of situations, whether it was music related or not, but it's centered around entertainment. And so GigMerge caters to the music industry, but also it's like ambiguous enough that I can't expand in like 5-10 years. So that's what inspired the name.
I feel like I need a U for What's the Biz. I need somebody to take What's the Biz and McDonald's and like partner as like I'm trying to McDonald's, what's up? Like definitely use What's the Biz on your platform.
Definitely.
But yeah, every time we talk about GigMerge, I'm like, I need someone like that for me.
Yes, I'm here for you. I mean, I center around music artists, but I've done stuff in other industries I never thought I would enter into, but Hey, they're happy.
I can be a guinea pig.
Yes, no, I'm all the way down. If you need anything,
Cool.
I'm here.
Okay,
Yes.
we gotta talk.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting that you got all these skills, worked at all of these top record labels and whatnot, and then you were like, I'm gonna bring all that back to Dayton.
Mm-hmm.
What about Dayton made you want to invest in the music and the artists here?
So I definitely saw a market out here. Along with being in Philly, I also was in New York and Atlanta a lot. So it's just coming out here. It's kind of like, what do you call it? Just like a perfect scenario for everything that I learned out there to be implemented out here. Kind of, sort of, with little to no backlash. For example, there was a lot of events that I went to in Philly, Atlanta, and New York where they played local artists' music. And every time I would go out here, it's, always the radio or top 40, whatever. So when I had my events, I focus it around the artists who are in the room, their music is playing. And it's just that simple touch that people will email me or message me being like, felt so good to hear my, song in a room full of people. And I'm like, wow, it's so sad that that's not normal.
Yeah. I'm excited because now you can play my track
yes.
at your events.
Right.
This is all working out.
Exactly. It's beautiful.
I love how you just have a love and a passion for the artist, and just really, that shows. So what are some specific things that you've done to help artists kind of take themselves to the next level?
So definitely helping them when it comes to the marketing. I feel like a lot of artists, they act on emotion, which is beautiful. However, there is like a logical plan of action that you can take when you have your song finished to getting it out to the people that need to hear it. So for example, like an artist might finish a song tonight and then tomorrow they're ready to release it. It's like, wait, let's build up some traction. And instead of releasing it the day after you just finished recording it, let's wait like 4 weeks. And so over the course of the next 4 weeks, put out a snippet. Once you start putting, snippets out on your Instagram story, your Facebook story, just getting people's organic feedback, building up the buzz. For example, I always use the example of when a movie is about to come out, like a popular movie. It's not, it just comes out, it's in the theaters. You see the actors going on different couches, going on press tours and doing interviews. So by the time it comes out, you're like ready to see it. So it's providing that same option for your audience. Like, you don't just put it out there.
Wow, that's deep. You just made me mentally set up like a press tour for the
yes.
third season of What's the Biz.
Low waist, fat, baby, tap in. Tap in. Diamonds dancing on your neck, better tap in. Tap in. Getting money, get rich, baby, tap in. Tap in.
That's important, honestly, because I noticed the difference when, because I had done events before in Philly, but I didn't know what I was doing. I still don't. To this day, there's like a ton of things that I don't know what I'm doing, but I learned from every experience. So for my launch party, we were promoting that for like a month leading up to it, and like, I don't know that many people, but everybody that came there had heard about it, seen it some way, shape, or form, and I'm like, I only know 2 people, and there's hundreds of people in here.
Wow,
so
lusty.
Yes, so it was a beautiful situation to see, like, wow, the whole promotion aspect really does help, because I've seen people who have events and they're telling me about it like the Monday before and they're having it on Friday. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then I go on their social media, I don't see anything. And then they complain to me after about the lack of turnout. And I was like, well, nobody knew about it, I only knew because you told me. Obviously, when you're investing into your business, into your music, into your artistry, it takes money. So I would hate to see it go to waste without that adequate amount of promotion that goes along with, song creation.
Yeah, girl, you care. Y'all need to
I do.
invest in GigMerge. If you're an artist, you need to get with Tiffany, because it's hard in the music industry from what I hear. I don't know. I do my own beats and my own music, but but I hear it's hard to just really trust people, and so like just hearing how much you care about the artist, how much you care about the art, it's really dope.
Thank you. I mean, it's very easy to have trust issues in the music industry, because even on the executive side, I definitely do. And I'm always telling artists, I'm like, I don't know about that situation that you're talking about getting yourself into. So I'll be like 100% transparent about things. But it's also, too, that's why I left all the other jobs as well, from things that I was like, that doesn't sit right with me. And now I have the platform to be able to say no.
So What's next for GigMerge?
So there's so much that's next. It's just a matter of what order, especially with COVID kind of delaying some things that I really wanted to do. I loved events. The last event that I had was actually here at the open house.
Wait a second. I loved events. That just makes me so sad thinking about
I know.
COVID.
I know, right?
I used to love events. They were so great.
Right,
Right. Oh my
exactly.
goodness.
I know. I'll be so happy when we can do things like back to normal. I mean, so I've been trying to come up with event ideas that center around like a small group of people. Excuse me. So those are definitely in the works. But still providing a fun environment for people to network, and because GigMerge is pretty much about networking as well, just meeting other people in the community. Because I feel like in Dayton, anyone who works in music is kind of like doing their own thing. But I'm like, we need to come together. We all have the same end goal.
Yeah, that's real.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm always looking forward to whatever you put out, especially GigMerge. Make sure you guys check out her YouTube. She tells the best stories, gives the best advice.
GigMerge also has a playlist on Spotify that is catered to music artists. So it's a playlist of podcasts that I've listened to and that I'm like, you know what, artists would really benefit from this information. So I just compiled it into the GigMerge Music Industry Podcast playlist. And artists can listen to it in their leisure time and just learn.
So now where can people follow you?
So on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, it is at GigMerge. So it's easy to find, and I can put it on business cards and just have the little logos. And
That is
yes. On YouTube, you can search GigMerge as well. For me, it's important to always be learning, so I want to provide resources that are ongoing for artists to just have access to.
Thank you so much, Tiffany, for coming on. I am going to check out that playlist. But all right, everybody, Tiffany, we will catch you later. Thank you so much. Make sure you guys follow, support, and we'll catch you next time.
Thank you.
Bye.
Perfect.
Yeah.